the top stories, ECCU hosts conference to promote broader use of electronic payment. Minister Phipps says budget planning is exercise in proper management of scarce public resources. And Operation Safe Streets lead to second marijuana burn. The details on these stories and more after the break.
Can you afford to lose everything? In times of uncertainty, ensure you have the security of Quartz Payment Protection. When you shop with Quartz Ready Finance Gold or Ultimate Plan, if you lose your job after 6 months of making payments, our redundancy coverage ensures that the payment on your account continues for up to 12 months. Don't risk losing everything. Shop with Quartz Ready Finance and get the payment protection plan that protects you against redundancy, disability, death, and loss of item due to natural disaster, fire, flood, or theft. Quartz Ready Finance with payment protection. Quartz, bringing value home.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. I'm Carla Barrage. The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, ECCB, in collaboration with the Visa School of Public Policy, hosted an electronic payments conference and workshop on Monday at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort. According to Head of Government Relations for Visa in Latin America and the Caribbean, Salvador Perez Galindo, the conference served to promote broader use of electronic payment in the Eastern Caribbean in an effort to reduce the usage of cash. He said the main advantages of using electronic payment are economic growth and financial inclusion.
For the future, the main driver of growth are digital transactions. For the future, consumers will be using more digital means of payment than cash. So that's why we believe it's very important that every economy in the world has the infrastructure and the means to allow that digital trade to grow in the future.
Governor of the ECCB, Timothy Antoine, said the central bank is interested in increasing the use of electronic payment in order to move the region forward.
On our legal remit, this is an issue, a matter of economic transformation. We actually believe that the use of faster payment systems, electronic payment systems, has the ability to help transform the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union. At the macro level, it's important for us to be able to elevate our trajectory of growth. We believe that the use of electronic payments is one way of stimulating economic activity, broadening economic activity in the currency union.
Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Timothy Harris, in addressing the conference, noted some of the advancements that have been made in the area of electronic payment in the Federation.
For some time now, our financial institutions have also made a notable contribution to the development of the financial services sector in the ECCU. Important strides are noted with the introduction of credit and debit cards and online banking services. In fact, electronic payments were successfully introduced into our financial services since the mid-1990s, and they are now widely used by many of our citizens and residents.
Present at the conference were high-level officials of government, representatives of financial institutions across the Federation, and other stakeholders. Minister of State in the Ministry of Health, Community Development, Gender Affairs and Social Services, Honorable Senator Wendy Phipps, said the budget planning is an important exercise to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis in understanding how a government functions in the management of its scarce public resources. She made the statement during an interview session with the St. Kitts Nevis Information Service on Friday.
There are lots of things that we would like to see St. Kitts and Nevis have in terms of improvement in our development. And of course, we have to temper that with the fact that we can do only what we can afford to do.
Minister Phipps said that St. Kitts and Nevis has an economy that is transitioning and developing, and therefore the country doesn't qualify for aid like it used to.
Yes, it is true. Some may argue and state that St. Kitts and Nevis has good relations with the international community, a lot of donor agencies and so forth, and that all of that is true. But at the same time, what is equally true and must be acknowledged is the fact that while we do have these relationships existing, St. Kitts and Nevis is also an economy in transition.
Minister Phipps said that this means St. Kitts and Nevis has graduated from low-income country status and is now moving into middle-income developing status. She said the government is working to create a budget that is beneficial for the people.
And I think at the end of the day, what we are hoping to come out of this budget with are programs that will benefit the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, and of course largely driven by tax revenue, because everybody knows that your basic understanding of how government operates is that government is able to pay its bills based on the taxes that it is able to collect, which means that fiscal prudence has to be paramount, especially when we realize that St. Kitts and Nevis only has a population of 50,000 people, which means that our tax base is relatively small, and you cannot necessarily tax a population to death to get what you want done, because then basically you have threatened free enterprise, purchasing power of individuals who would be needing to buy goods and services out of income that they earn.
Minister of State in the Ministry of Health, the Honorable Wendy Phipps. As the momentum for marijuana eradication continues, the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force conducted a second burn of marijuana seized during Operation Safe Streets early Monday morning. The burn, which occurred at a secured location, destroyed a total of over 50,000 plants. The burning plants were reportedly ranging from 1 foot to about 11 feet in size. ZIZ's cameras were on the scene to witness the large quantity of plants engulfed in the massive fire. As part of the safety operation, over the past 3 weeks, teams visited 92 sites under cultivation and uprooted and seized over 25,000 marijuana plants within 4 days of launching the program. The first burn occurred on Friday, September 30th, and saw the destruction of over 31,000 marijuana plants. Operation Safe Streets is a law enforcement operation led by the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force with a goal to rid our communities of illegal firearms and ammunition, illegal drugs, and instruments that can be used to commit crimes. After the break, Bastia High School takes top position in the 2016 Financial Information Month Sports Meet. The details when we come back. As breast cancer awareness is being observed throughout the month of October, the Reach for Recovery Breast Cancer Group joined a special service at the Wesleyan Holiness Church Bastia on Sunday. The program consisted of testimonies from breast cancer survivors and the founder of Reach for Recovery, Agnes Farrell. Director of Institutional Nursing Services, in relaying a statement prepared by Minister of State with responsibility for health, Sonia Daly-Finley, spoke of the continued support of the government in the area of cancer care and awareness.
The Ministries of Health on St. Kitts and Nevis are also committed to doing their part in helping women and men to actively police their health, given that there are now cases of men with breast cancer, rare though those incidents may be. The federal government also advocates and promotes breast cancer control and prevention, while at the same time incorporating positive behavioral changes in responses to non-communicable diseases under which cancer is classified.
She said efforts at sensitization and awareness must be continuous in the fight against cancer.
It cannot be too often stressed that early detection is key to saving lives. As a result, it is imperative for us going forward to continue our national efforts at breast cancer awareness and support of sufferers, positive changes, that is our eating healthy foods and lifestyles, early treatment after detection, execution of monthly breast examinations, public education, and facilitation of the efforts of non-governmental organizations with particular focus on breast cancer awareness, counseling, and support.
Reach for Recovery Group is a non-profit organization that was established in 2002. As activities continue for Financial Information Month 2016, a fun sports meet was held on Saturday, October 15th, featuring 9 financial institutions and 5 schools in St. Kitts. At the end of the highly competitive sports meet, the Bastia High School emerged as the overall champion. TDC Financial Services took the 2nd position, Inland Revenue Department took the 3rd position, and the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank 4th position. Throughout the games, emphasis was placed on promoting messages advocating good money management practices with events like Don't Bite Off More Than You Can Chew, an eating competition, Soar to Succeed, a jumping competition, Chase Your Financial Dreams, the 100-meter dash, Race to Financial Freedom, a relay race, and Protect Your Assets, a diaper dash. Other institutions that competed in the games were CIBC First Caribbean International Bank, Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, Financial Services Regulatory Commission, NAGICO, National Caribbean Insurance, Royal Bank of Canada, Scotiabank, Keon High School, Charles E. Mills Secondary School, Sadler Secondary School, and the Washington Archibald High School. Coming up, Dominica to assist Haiti and the Bahamas after Hurricane Matthew. The details when we come back. CARICOM Chairman Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt says Dominica has committed US $100,000 to hurricane-stricken Haiti and the Bahamas. More in this report.
CARICOM Chairman, the Honorable Prime Minister Dr. Roosevelt Skerritt has committed US $100,000 each to hurricane-stricken Haiti and Bahamas. The Dominica leader led a delegation to Haiti and the Bahamas on a fact-finding mission on Monday, 10th October. Dr. Skerritt was accompanied from Dominica by Government Advisor on Disaster Management Cecil Shillingford. En route, he was joined in the Bahamas by CARICOM Secretary General Erwin Larrock, Executive Director of the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, CIDEMA, Ronald Jackson, and other technical staff of CIDEMA. The Honorable Prime Minister reported that Haiti was severely affected in the 2 towns of Lacaille and Jeremy.
Schools have been affected, the health centers have been affected, and coupled with the destruction of Hurricane Matthew, there is an outbreak of cholera in Haiti, and there have been deaths associated with that particular disease. We also have to assist Haiti in ensuring that the response to Hurricane Matthew is not only in respect to the immediate assistance, but Haiti is going to need a sustained commitment to rebuild homes and rebuild better infrastructure to be able to withstand any category of hurricane in the future.
Meanwhile, the visit to Bahamas also revealed that 2 islands, Grand Bahama and Andros, were severely affected by the hurricane.
There's not one home that was not affected by the storm. And people's entire livelihoods have been literally blown away and washed away by seawater. And I indicated yesterday that the government was saying to me that the seawater went in as much as 1.5 kilometers inland, with heights ranging from 6 feet to 4 feet of water level. Luckily for them, the residents are saying that the water did not stay for too long. It came in a matter of 2 minutes, receded. Yes. But had it stayed there for a longer period of time, there would have been major casualties.
Coming up, China launches the longest ever manned space mission. The details when we return.
Hello and welcome to Upfront. With me in the studio this evening is Sharon Stevens, and Sharon is the Executive Director for the Latin Festival. And I also have Adulik Rodriguez, and he is the Entertainment Manager for the Latin Festival. How are you this evening?
Good.
I'm okay.
Okay, it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
To be here.
Okay, so you're here to speak with us about the Latin Festival. So Sharon, tell me, what would you say is the whole purpose of the festival?
The purpose of the festival is basically to showcase the similarities between the two cultures, which is the Latin American culture and the Caribbean culture. We're going to do so by showcasing dance, music, food, and just entertainment overall for Latin Festival this year.
Nice. Okay, so tell me, what is the theme of the festival?
This year it's Cuba, and Adelake is Cuban right next to me, so he can tell you so much about Cuba. But basically, Cuba has a connection with St. Kitts because we have a treaty between both countries, St. Kitts and Cuba, and quite a number of our doctors are actually studied in Cuba. Right. So it'll be a great thing for them to come out and participate this year with us at this festival.
Anything you have to add to that, Mr. Cuba?
Well, it's true. I feel in St. Kitts like I am home. I'm from Cuba, but when I came here, it was like so peaceful. I love St. Kitts, you know, so it's good to have a piece of Cuba in St. Kitts. Many doctors, many people, many students that graduate from St. Kitts in Cuba bring that little piece and that little education and culture here. So it's good for them to blend in and